All right, guys. So I have, I tried to do this earlier, um, and with all of the news coming in, I think it's best that I do it hanging out the bed after watching a couple of Knicks fan reactions and Knicks rehab on All Ball TV, and I watched a little bit of nothing but Knicks. Didn't catch Knicks fan TV on their take on things, but yeah, tonight's a frustrating one. Tonight's a frustrating one, but again, this is episode 2 of that optimistic Knick fan, and I'm gonna see the optimism tonight. Now, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I gotta tie this to today's news with the second playoff level coach in the West getting fired today, and Mike Malone. Which again, you got a situation over there that seemed like it was some internal stuff going on. Looked like it was a fight between the GM and I'm hearing it was a fight between the GM and the coach, and it seemed like both of them got canned. And I'm hearing things about film room and. Mike Malone said, "Hey, my game plan is good. You guys are not watching enough film." And I really wanted to key a harp on that point because again, you're talking about right now. You're talking about a championship coach. You are talking about a championship coach, a guy who this is the crazy part. It shows you what the NBA is today. You're talking about a guy who has a championship within the last 24 months. Getting the can. I mean, we've seen it with Vogel. We've seen it with the Nick Nurses of the world. We've seen guys who won a championship and get canned not too long after by the team that they won the championship for. And it goes to show you what is sacred. Is winning a championship sacred, or what is sacred here? You get what I mean? So the situation being, the Knicks game tonight again. So we get swept in the season series by Boston. And see, I'm gonna keep that in mind. We got swept by Boston, right? And yet people prognosticate that Milwaukee, who we swept, who we've owned since Christmas Day of last year, mind you. Since Christmas Day of last year, Milwaukee has not beaten us. That was our first time we beat them, and we've owned them in the head-to-head since then, right? But they'll prognosticate that Milwaukee will give the Knicks struggles, considering that team, the team where it is. It looked like we're going to play Detroit. Detroit has taken a couple of L's again, which shows you team was good. They overachieved a lot. They improved a lot, but they have weaknesses. We got guys again. We got guys, and I know this. I know we love to do this with the Knicks. Again, I'm coming up with this segment of my channel to see. Everybody sees the bad in the Knicks. Everybody sees what's wrong with us. No one sees what's right with us. Well, I'm gonna start off with what's wrong with us, and I'm gonna say Tom Thibodeau. And again, Tom Thibodeau. Depending on, look, if we lose to the Celtics in a good hard-fought 6, there might be reason to bring Tom Thibodeau back. But frankly, short of beating Boston and getting to the conference finals, I don't see a reason to bring Tom Thibodeau back. I am on that bandwagon right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I'm going to tell you, I've seen the issues all along. Everybody that talks about Tibbs running guys into the ground and this, that, and the third, that could be a problem, but that's not really a problem because the guys are not. I don't think they get worn down. Could they get worn down over the course of a series? Possibly. Over the course of a game, yeah, possibly. But over the course of a series, no. I think again, I'm gonna say this thing anyway. The best way to get in shape playing basketball is by playing basketball. You cannot tell me reducing guys' minutes is a way to keep them ready and in shape. Now, where I criticize Thibodeau is that guys like DeLon Wright, while Brunson was out, guys like DeLon Wright, guys like Precious Achua, Guys like Tyler Kolek. I'm not gonna say you should put Kolek in the rotation right now, but you don't have him for certain parts, for certain time aspects. Thibodeau in his 8-man stale rotate, 8 to 9 man stale rotation has to go. It is stale, and a team like Boston tonight showed you they eat his lunch. Because they know, like, it is so easy to prepare for. You can tell that if it ain't, that the Boston Stars spend their good enough time in the film. And film room is the key, right? If this is what got, Mike Malone, Brendan's son, fired, then this is the problem. And this is a major problem. Because film room is where guys like MJ, guys like Iverson, guys like Kobe fucking mastered their craft. Mastered it. And you got a team that basically knows your every move, that knows how to... y'all saying Brunson played hero ball. Cool, he did a little bit, but here's the problem. They knew where to send Brunson. Brunson could cook if he want to, but they knew where to send. They knew where to hedge. They knew where to send the help. They knew exactly where to... And yet, here's the thing. The Knicks, who didn't play their A game, had a chance to win this. And y'all can sit there and say about Brown, if Brown would have been healthy, whatever. So again, here we go. Well, what if Mitch was healthy? What if Mitch was healthy and was starting in the starting lineup and Hart was coming off the bench in the first place? I don't want to hear this. Because I'm going to tell you this, defensively, Mitch is just as important as Brown is to them offensively. And the Boston Celtics have proven they can just shuffle the deck. That's the problem. I want Tibbs to shuffle the deck. Here was his time to run something different. Now, I believe in the second half, DeLon Wright instead of Shamet, DeLon Wright should have gotten there to match up with Peyton Pritchard and White. Just to see if defensively he was a guy that could have stuck to White, who I know hit a couple of dagger threes, hit a couple of those threes off the offensive. It's funny. It reminded me what Ray Allen said, and I have a quote on my channel. If you looked at me debating Lamar from FYF, and when Ray Allen said, you know what, in the 90s when I came into the league, we got most of our threes off of offensive rebound. That is one of the greatest shooters in the world. And I will always tell you, it is best to take a three off an offensive rebound. And why? Because when a guy gets the offensive rebound, that's the best time for shooters to scramble to the three-point line. And you can see about 4 or 5 of those killed us tonight. I guarantee you, I can go through the game play by play, and look at the offensive rebounders who killed us tonight. Okay? Killed us. All right? It was White. It was Porzingis. Tatum probably hit one. I guarantee you, look at that. I can go back and look at all their offensive rebounds, and they probably hit 4 or 5 threes. And those second chance points are killers. And especially on a night when Mitch comes in, get you second chance point. Get you offensive rebounds. But then with the Knicks, it's no scramble to the line. We're going to play struggle offense. Again, look, Boston got us scouted like a motherfucker. Mazzulla is proven, and this is the problem. And if you're going to have coaches, multiple coaches, eat your food. And this is what people are probably worried about with Detroit. And again, I'm going to tell you our rosters. Again, we got guys and our fourth option scoring 18 points a game. And I'm getting 18 points out of anybody else other than Cade Cunningham? Am I getting 18 points a game? And I get it. I know they have a lot of good pieces. We don't? Tell me how Detroit's roster is better than ours. So, miss me with the Detroit stuff. I sat there and watched TNT again. Because the game was on Tuesday night, because it was viewed as a marquee game, I had to sit there and watch TNT give us no credit. None. no credit for anything we did tonight. For they gave us no credit. Okay, that bothers me, bro. That bothers me, fellas. Again, I mean, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, we have to go out because, again, I think the way that the press covers, this is what it starts to seep into the head of the players. The players start to believe that we don't do anything right. Well, of course, the Knicks should understand this, and I think this is what leadership is needed. And again, there was times where the Knicks, again, Mitchell Robinson is our defensive quarterback. Y'all have to realize this is one thing about us defensively. And props to Cat, by the way, who played a great game defensively on both sides. I mean, he played a great game on both sides. Our Cat played a pretty good this is the best. I mean, it wasn't the greatest. I mean, obviously he's no Bill Russell, but this was the best I've seen Cat play, especially in a big game, especially on defensively. It bugs me. And again, this is me being an optimistic Knick fan. It bugs me that our best game, we've yet to play against the best good teams. And that's because I believe I'm going to put it on Tibbs. Because he's too much of an autopilot coach. This reminds me of, he's D'Antoni, the antithesis, he's basically the inverse of D'Antoni, where he's a defensive guy whose offensive coaching leaves a lot to be desired. D'Antoni was an offensive guy whose defensive coaching was non-existent. And I'll say this, because I'll say that Thibodeau, especially being with the Knicks and having, let's keep it real, D'Antoni had Melo and fucked it up. D'Antoni had Melo and didn't know how to mix in the Lynch situation, the Lynch sanity situation, with the greatness of Carmelo Anthony. And props to him being a first ballot Hall of Famer, by the way. Okay? The solution is there. It's on the roster. And this is the thing. And I think this is what got Malone fired. This is what got Taylor Jenkins fired. These guys are stubborn coaches. And at this point, it's going to be hard to do in New York. It really is going to be hard to fire a coach right on the eve of the playoffs and right before the playoffs, unless they got some win. That somebody on that bench is going to optimize the Knicks roster. Tibbs is your guy. But it's like, well, okay, the Knicks could very well beat Boston in a miraculous 7-game series. And again, right now at this point, I'm going to see the season as a success the way things have developed if we get to Game 6 in Boston. If we get to a Game 6, that would really suck, Boston closing us out on our home court. But if we got to a Game 6, like if we're no gentleman sweep or sweep, I mean, if it's a sweep or gentleman sweep, and or the inevitable losing in 7 to a Detroit in the first round, Tibbs has got to go. Tibbs is out. If we're sitting here, like the New Yorkers just will never be a big time franchise. Will never be a big time franchise. But no, the bar is, and again, unfortunately, Tibbs has set the bar for 4 playoffs in 5 years since he's been here, right? 1 first round out, 2 seconds. That second season when he had when he benched Kemba Walker at point guard, and the last 3 with Brunson. That's been the key to unlocking. Obviously, the first season, the season was able to be turned around. Look, the season, the key is in the point guard, right? And Brunson again, I know the criticism. He dribbles the other ball. I tag you guys on ball. I tag you guys on that post. He dribbles too much. I've seen a little bit more of a sense of urgency to move the rock. But of course, there's times when we need a bucket, Brunson's going Brunson. And I'm not mad at that. I want to see throughout the game him get more people. Listen, I'm Bridges Hives. I think not because I'm that big of a Bridges fan, but I realize what kind of player he is. It was the guy I said there. Draft anybody but him, and we wound up with Kevin Knox, right? The year he came out in the draft. But Bridges was whack tonight. Again, Bridges is not a throwaway player. He's not a player. Again, we all know he will never be worth the 5 first-round picks. But at the end of the day, if the Knicks do what the Knicks supposed to do, those first-round picks won't mean anything. They'll all be late first-rounders. And you will never draft a player, or no player will be there available that was good as Bridges. So, again, that's why I say fuck them picks. But, again, you got to stop worrying about Bridges not being Michael Jordan worth 5 first-round picks and worry about Bridges being Bridges. Because at the end of the day, again, depending on where we finish, the pick is going to be the 26th pick. All right? Denver fell apart. The Lakers lost tonight. Our pick is going to be the 26th pick of the NBA draft. Stop crying about the 26th pick in the NBA draft, because you got to worry about the next pick until 2027. Okay, Milwaukee's pick also went in the trade. Okay, great. Their pick was like the 22nd. I'm sorry. This, as far as I know, this draft is not that deep where you're going to get a franchise player or even a rotation player at 22nd and 26th this year. It's possible. We got a second. All right. We also got 4 players who are rookies who we need to develop, and we're not playing. And that's another reason why Tibbs got to go. Keep it real. Keep it real. It's important. It's important. Not to play just a stale rotation, play your favorites, but optimize your roster. And that's the problem. Tibbs has not optimized the roster. So, me getting on Tibbs, and again, unless we got an inkling that Smo Cheeks or somebody else got their finger on the pulse and knows how to get the best out of his roster, because at the end of the day, Tibbs has prepared the team for war. Tibbs, and the way he coaches and his defensive philosophy, that's not leaving the building when he leaves. Because the problem is his in-game coaching. I always had this problem with D'Antoni. Couldn't stand D'Antoni. Couldn't stand the hire. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's we run your style, and your in-game coaching is just autopilot. Same stale rotation. Same thing. Only one guy's defensive and one guy's an offensive coach. So at this point, man, look, again, these games, and again, we're gonna play Cleveland again. We're gonna play got another tough game coming up. We got Cleveland. I know we got Cleveland and Detroit. So Detroit, let's go out there and beat Detroit by 30. So we can stop hearing about this Detroit is actually gonna beat us in the first round shit. But this is the time, especially with things. I mean, if we don't beat those 2 teams, we got the Brooklyn Nets. I believe the Brooklyn Nets is one of the other 3 games. All right, so right now the Knicks are 50 and 29. The goal is to get to 50. Once we get to 51, we'll knock up 3. I mean, if the Pacers went out, the way we seem to let Boston own us. And again, I want to give y'all saying Boston is sweat tonight. Oh, come on, miss me with the Boston glaze. Miss me with the Boston glaze. Look, obviously, they know how to attack us, and they have our number. But this idea that Boston is like levels ahead of us talent-wise, no, they definitely got a better roster, and they definitely are coached better. But they're not that far ahead of us talent-wise, and that's why I say, as the Optimistic Knick Fan, we have to optimize this roster. Again, you guys saying that DeLon Wright, look, DeLon Wright in that second unit, because again, I want a defensive guy to stick like White on Rice to White, because White is the guy they go to in the second unit when they bring in Pritchard, right? So you got that second unit, and again, they play the short rotation too, but their rotation makes sense. No Al Horford tonight, a slow down Jaylen Brown tonight, but their rotation makes sense. Ours don't. And this is my issue. This is my major issue. Like, okay, I probably want to go back and look and see what the Karl Anthony Towns Mitch, when they probably played a good 6 or 7 minutes together. I mean, maybe less than that, maybe 4 to 5. But I guarantee you, the Knicks extended the lead with them on the court. I can kind of look at Mitch. I know Mitch came in the second half, and most of his minutes were alone, not with probably either with OG or I mean, because Precious didn't get in the game. Again, there's no big lineup. There's no small lineup. There's no defensive lineup. Like, he plays the same fucking stale lineup. And even when you get down to winning time, there's no offensive, defensive substitutions. This is the problem with fucking Tibbs. Sorry for the F-bombs, man, but, bro, this is the problem. You guys got it all wrong. Y'all do... It's the no in-game coaching. Tibbs is good at what he is. He's good at preparing a team. But by the same token, how the hell do we not know the foul? Don't let Tatum dribble over the half court. I don't care. Like, I know y'all wanted to run more clock, but let them inbound the ball and make them scramble. They make us scramble on our inbound plays. Make them inbound the ball. We didn't have a foul to give. So foul them. Now we take the ball out. Get free throw shooters in the game while Tatum is on the line. Make sure, get your big lineup and then get your free throw shooters in. Make Mitch take the ball out. If they make the free throws, if they make, because I know it's the difficulty if they make the first free throw. You want Mitch in the game in case Tatum misses the second free throw. You get the rebound, okay, he fouls you. That might be a little bit of a disaster. So that might be overthinking it. But again, make sure you rebound if Tatum miss. And make it a free throw shooting contest. Rebound the ball and you win. The win probability when we were up 3 after the Hart layup was about 85%. Now again, you guys killed the Villanova guys, the roommates and all this, and the Villanova 3. Again, Hart made a couple of good buckets back. Again, I know he wasn't great for the game. He was not aggressive. Hart in these type of games has to trust his bag. I need to come out minimum 16 points and trust the bag. You get your opportunities, cook. You were getting cooked by Tatum. Tatum got 3 inches and about 30 pounds on you. I'm not mad at that. They ran. See, again, it's the fact that they run that screen to get the switch. And they know this is what we want. We don't know where we don't know the matchup we want. We don't know the one-on-one. And we got a lot of Karl-Anthony Towns when they went small on him. And Karl-Anthony Towns did his thing. Again, guys, please, you Knick prognosticators, please. Call it what it is. Karl-Anthony Towns went 34 and 14. Don't tell me just about the numbers. Because goddamn, what do you got to do? Go 40 and 20 and make every stop? But yo, again, optimistically, I'm looking forward to the playoffs. I'm looking forward to a war with Boston. The idea that Boston got a number right now. It's not. When I say I'm the Optimistic Knick fan, I am the Optimistic Knick fan. But again, I think we have to identify, and if Tibbs is not going to identify, and we get dog walked by Boston, he's got to go because we ain't got time to play. We make this whole big deal about the cat trade and Brunson taking less money, blah blah blah. This is the time to strike while the iron is hot, and not sit there with a coach that wants to be wants to run a stale ass shit. So look, I'm gonna try to cap this out in 25 minutes. I got about a minute to go on the runtime. Again, it goes to the whole situation with Mike Malone, and him getting fired, and him feeling like his team should run more. Again, you're champions, right? That's the reason why Jordan won 6. I think you guys need to understand this, and I don't want to be a Jordan Glazer right now, but there's a reason why Jordan won 6. That guy was in the fucking film room. He was in the film room, the weight room, the practice court. And these players think with their $90 million, $100 million, $200 million lives they get back to, they go into the film room to perfect your craft is a problem. If physical practice is limited by the CBA, who's to say it's illegal to go in and watch more film? To come in early and watch some film. Because that's the solution here, man. The Knicks are being snuffed out, and I guarantee you, Boston and their coaches spend a good ample enough time in the film room. Look, when a team has your number like this, you have no choice. So, I'm running over 25, but I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it on this. I'm gonna land this plane, man. I'm gonna land this plane. The situation in the NBA again. I can't tell you, but I can tell you. I can't tell you for sure, but I can tell you. These players don't watch film like that. They do, I mean, again, I'm talking about a marathon session. And I'm talking about everybody if Tibbs say I'm gonna play you 8 guys, then I want those 8 guys. I want those 8 guys figuring out what Boston is doing to you. Forget that we're gonna dog walk the if they get to 6, I'd be surprised. Detroit. It's looking more and more like Detroit. And anything is possible. With obviously Indiana we won't play Indiana. That's pretty much set in stone. But Detroit, Milwaukee, we'll dog walk both of those teams. And I no disrespect to my man Giannis the Greek Freak, but we'll dog walk both of those teams. Hit the film room. You can't hit the practice court with so much. You can damn sure hit that goddamn film room. Y'all make a lot of goddamn money, and there's a lot of hours in a day. Those of us, you gotta work, that I gotta put 10 hours out there on the road to make my money, to make my back. Come on, man. So, I'm gonna land it here. This is where we at, guys. The Optimistic Knick Fan here, man. King Speaks Bro. Signing out.